for the week. You've maybe heard this famous phrase, what a difference a day makes. Maybe when you've had one of those weeks, the difference between one day and the next can be pretty impressive. Now, when I'm recording this, it's the day after Rory has just won the Masters. How exciting. So for him, what a difference a day makes. In fact, for him, it's been over a weekend. It's been 4 days. What a difference 4 days makes for Rory McIlroy. And we're all very excited that he has finally won the Masters. This is going out on the Wednesday of Holy Week. And I think this time of year, we get to think about what a difference a week makes. We've just had Palm Sunday. And Palm Sunday is one of those days where we get to remember what Jesus has done when he comes into Jerusalem riding on a donkey. I'm going to read for you. I'm going to read for you from the Message from Matthew chapter 21, and it's called the Royal Welcome. When they neared Jerusalem, having arrived at Bethphage on Mount of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples with these instructions. Go over to the village across from you. You'll find a donkey tethered there, her colt with her. Untie her and bring them to me. If anyone asks what you're doing, say, the Master needs them, and he will send them with you. This is the full story of what was sketched earlier by the prophet. Tell Zion's daughter, look, your king's on his way, poised and ready, mounted on a donkey, on a colt, foal of a pack animal. The disciples went and did exactly what Jesus told them to do. They led the donkey and colt out, laid some of their clothes on them, and Jesus mounted. Nearly all the people in the crowd threw their garments down on the road, giving him a royal welcome. Others cut branches from the trees and threw them down as a welcome mat. Crowds went ahead and crowds followed, all of them calling out, Hosanna to David's son. Blessed is he who comes in God's name. Hosanna in the highest. As he made his entrance into Jerusalem, the whole city was shaken. Unnerved people were asking, what's going on here? Who is this? The parade crowd answered, this is the prophet Jesus, the one from Nazareth in Galilee. Palm Sunday, it's all looking great. The crowd have seen Jesus coming in on a donkey. They recognise the significance of this and they are shouting, Hosanna to David's son. Blessed is he who comes in God's name. Hosanna in the highest. And Hosanna means come save. They were ready to welcome their Saviour. But as I said earlier, what a difference a few days can make. If we fast forward to the Friday, which we now call Good Friday, everything looks a little bit different. I'm going to read to you from Matthew chapter 27, again from the Message. It says, Jesus was placed before the governor, who questioned him, are you the king of the Jews? Jesus said, if you say so. But when the accusations rained down hot and heavy from the high priests and religious leaders, he said nothing. Pilate asked him, do you hear that long list of accusations? Aren't you going to say something? Jesus kept silence, not a word from his mouth. The governor was impressed, really impressed. Now it was an old custom during the feast for the governor to pardon a single prisoner named by the crowd. At the time, they had the infamous Jesus Barabbas in prison. With the crowd before him, Pilate said, which prisoner do you want me to pardon? Jesus Barabbas or Jesus the so-called Christ? He knew it was through sheer spite that they turned Jesus over to him. While court was still in session, Pilate's wife sent him a message. Don't get mixed up in judging this noble man. I've just been through a long and troubled night because of a dream about him. Meanwhile, the high priests and religious leaders had talked the crowd into asking for the pardon of Barabbas and the execution of Jesus. The governor asked, which of the two do you want me to pardon? They said, Barabbas. Then what shall I do with Jesus, the so-called Christ? They all shouted, nail him to a cross. He objected, but for what crime? But they yelled all the louder, nail him to a cross. What a difference a few days makes. On the Sunday, just a few days before, the crowd were shouting shouts of welcome. Come, save us. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And now they were shouting for Jesus to be killed. They shouted, nail him to a cross. And when Pilate asked them, for what crime? It doesn't matter. Nail him to a cross. What a difference a few days make. Fast forward again from the Friday to the Sunday. On Good Friday, we think about Jesus dying on the cross. He is taken down from the cross and put into a tomb, and a stone is rolled across the entrance. And that seems like the end. But fortunately, we know different. What a difference a few days makes. We come to the Sunday morning, and there are ladies who are coming to anoint the body. And this is Matthew 28. After the Sabbath, as the first light of the new week dawned, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to keep vigil at the tomb. Suddenly the earth reeled and rocked under their feet as God's angel came down from heaven, came right up to where they were standing. He rolled back the stone and then sat on it. Shafts of lightning blazed from him. His garments shimmered snow white. The guards at the tomb were scared to death. They were so frightened they couldn't move. The angel spoke to the woman. There is nothing to fear here. I know you're looking for Jesus, the one they nailed to the cross. He's not here. He was raised just as he said. Come and look at the place where he was placed. Now get on your way quickly and tell his disciples he is risen from the dead. He is going on ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. That's the message. What a difference a few days make. From Sunday in Jerusalem, coming in on a donkey, to shouts of come save us and recognising him as king, to shouts of crucify him, nail him to a cross on the Friday, and then those amazing words of comfort on the Sunday morning to the woman who came to anoint Jesus' body. He is not here. He has risen. What a difference a few days make. And so I hope for you in this week, this Holy Week, where we get ready to celebrate Jesus' resurrection from the dead this Sunday, I wonder if these few days will make a difference for you. Maybe Easter is a time where you hear a story you've heard many times before. You know all of the details. You know that Jesus died on a cross and rose again. But maybe you don't think much more than that. Well, maybe as we prepare for Easter Sunday, what a difference a few days can make. I'd really love you to think about what the Easter story really means to you over these next few days. And if it's something you'd like to learn more about, something you find yourself interested in, something you want to learn so that it affects your life, please get in touch because we'd love to chat with you about it. Better still, come along to our Easter Sunday morning service here at Second, or join us at 6 o'clock in the morning on Easter Sunday down at Island Hill for the dawn service. Either at 6 a.m. or 11:30 you would be made so welcome, and we would love you to come and share in the good news and celebrate Jesus rising from the dead on Easter Sunday.